Imagine waking up at 1 a.m. in the Rocky Mountains. The sky isn't black. It's a bruised, pulsating crimson. It's so bright that you can see the gold in the riverbeds and read the fine print of a newspaper. Birds are singing, and horses are neighing, convinced the sun has risen. But then you look at the technology of your time, the telegraph. The machines are screaming. In Washington, D.C., an operator named Frederick Royce was shocked so hard by his machine that he was thrown back from his desk. This isn't a Hollywood disaster movie. This is the Carrington Event of 1859, the largest solar storm in human history. And today, as we sit in a world built on silicon and satellites, we are exactly one Carrington away from a total global blackout. This is the true story of the day the sun took aim at Earth. The story begins in a quiet stone observatory in Red Hill, England. The man is Richard Carrington. He isn't a government scientist. He's a wealthy beer brewer who spent his fortune on telescopes. On September 1st, 1859, Carrington was doing something dangerous. He was staring at the sun. He was projecting an image of the solar disk onto a white plate, sketching a cluster of massive sunspots, magnetic bruises on the sun's surface, larger than the Earth itself. Suddenly, at 11:18 a.m., Carrington gasped. Two beads of blinding white light erupted from the sunspots. It was a white light flare, a phenomenon so rare it had never been recorded. He didn't know it yet, but Carrington had just witnessed the muzzle flash of a celestial cannon. 1 billion tons of superheated plasma, moving at 4 million miles per hour, was now screaming through the vacuum of space. Its target? A young, industrializing United States of America. Usually, a solar storm takes 3 to 4 days to reach Earth. This one arrived in 17.6 hours. By the night of September 1st, the plasma cloud slammed into Earth's magnetic field. The impact was so violent that the magnetosphere, our invisible shield, buckled. In Manhattan, thousands of people poured out of their tenements, looking up at a sky that had turned a deep, shimmering violet and blood red. In the American South, where the northern lights are never seen, the sky glowed so brightly that people in South Carolina sat on their porches to read by the light of the flickering sky. To the religious, it was the second coming. To the gold miners in Colorado, it was the dawn. They got out of their bedrolls, stoked their fires, and started frying bacon, only to realize that the sunlight was actually a curtain of fire dancing in the zenith. But while the public stared in awe, the Victorian internet was being possessed by ghosts. The 1850s were the age of the telegraph. Copper wires spanned the American frontier, connecting New York to San Francisco. It was the height of human ingenuity. But as the solar storm hit, those copper wires became giant lightning rods for the sun's energy. The Earth's atmosphere was so electrically charged that the telegraph lines began to operate on their own. In Washington, D.C., an operator named Frederick Royce was shocked so hard by his machine that he was thrown back from his desk. In Philadelphia, the telegraph keys began to chatter frantically, sending gibberish code as if a ghost were typing. In Pittsburgh, the chemically treated telegraph paper spontaneously caught fire, filling offices with smoke. Then came the most famous moment in the history of communication. 2 operators realized their batteries were blown. They pulled the plugs, disconnecting the power entirely. Portland. Can you hear me? I have no battery power, but the lines are alive with the aurora. Boston. Yes, the sky is sending the messages now. For 2 hours, they spoke across 100 miles using nothing but the celestial electricity provided by the sun. In 1859, the United States was a powder keg. The solar apocalypse was seen by many as a divine omen of the coming Civil War. The storm delayed critical political news. For 48 hours, the United States was digitally blind. If the storm had lasted a week longer, the economic collapse would have been total. Why does this matter to us today? In 1859, we had no satellites, no GPS, no high-voltage power grids, no fiber optics. If a Carrington event hits the USA today, the grid, every major transformer in the U.S. power grid could melt. These transformers take years to manufacture. GPS. Satellites would be fried instantly. No Google Maps, no Uber, no military coordination. The supply chain. Without GPS or power, food wouldn't move. Within 72 hours, grocery store shelves would be empty. As we approach the solar maximum of 2025-2026, the sun is waking up again. NASA and the Department of Homeland Security are already preparing. The story of 1859 isn't just history, it's a warning.